Hey friends, full reactions in the link in the description below, so pause, leave a like, really helps with the channel, subscribe, and come back after you watch the reaction for the discussion. Give you some time to do that. Review and commentary starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alright, great freaking episode. Kirishima is such an interesting character to me because I myself have never cared about how manly something is, and like I don't concern myself with conforming to gender stereotypes, and yet I really like Kirishima. Like he has this such an intense enthusiasm for manliness, that's really infectious and charming. And he also has none of that like toxic masculinity stuff going on either. So he's really fun to watch. The last two episodes have been really great. Kirishima's has been more impactful than Amajiki's because we've known him for 3 more seasons, but yeah, really enjoy them both. I mean, first, this episode starts with the Shadow Wall guy going after Aizawa, and Kirishima and Fatgum both go to save him. Kirishima ready to put his body on the line for Eraserhead. That's really sweet. And yeah, I thought the last time Kirishima was in battle was his big moment in that street fight. But that was actually a setup for this, and I have to mention in this again, what this show does beyond just like really cool fights is emotional moments in these big fights. I mean, first, Kirishima gets blown away immediately by that guy and is completely just cracked. And Kirishima's completely broken inside. I think he enters depths that we haven't even seen from the likes of Amajiki. But I'm curious, is this focus on manliness because he's secretly afraid that he's inadequate? Because I mean, I guess it's not even that much of a secret because he mentions to his friends that he doesn't have like a flashy quirk. He had to have his confidence built back up by his boyfriend Bakugo that time. And we saw him get super hard with Unbreakable because of that. But after having his unbreakable defense be broken, he falls into this deep despair that he isn't good enough, that he hasn't improved as much as he thought, that he's still the same as he was before. And I mean, the two Yakuza thought he was done in that moment. And we get a flashback to Kirishima's backstory of how he froze when that huge guy was looking for a hero agency, quite menacingly, seemingly threatening those two classmates of his. And I love almost all the characters from 1A, and I'm really fond of Mina Ashido, so I loved the way she jumped in there. Even though she was beyond terrified herself, she did what she could do to help, and lying to that guy about the location of the Springer Hero Agency and sending him to the police instead. It's just a smart move by Mina Ashido. Not so sure the police can handle him either, though. Maybe she should have sent him to like All Might's agency or something, or Endeavor's agency. I don't know. One of the top heroes. But yeah, Kirishima just really beat himself up for not jumping in that moment because it's antithetical to everything he wants to stand for, and it crushed his confidence, and he no longer wanted to even go to UA and be a hero. But it turns out that was one of his defining moments, that video of Crimson Riot talking about how scared he is but how he has to jump in anyway, which is just super compelling. Yeah, and a lot of time with gathering motivation, with pulling yourself out of a rut. People say to find your why, and actually it's said so much that it's practically a cliche, but sometimes it can be true. And Kirishima finds his why here. Flashes back to all the reasons he wants to be a hero. Reflects on all the reasons, on all the ways he's gotten to all the things that he's done to get to where he's gotten to today. Reflects on who he wants to be, and it brings him out of that funk and back into the fight. And that was a really nice moment. The guy punches him so many times, and he just keeps breaking, but keeps hardening right back up between blows. All the while giving Fatgum a bit of time to gather the power stored in his fat for one incredibly powerful punch. Broke through the guy's shield and took the two villains out. But he's got no fat left over. He's now Skinny Gum. But yeah, I really want to know more about Mina and Kirishima's connection. I mean, most people probably ship Kirishima and Bakugo, which, can you blame them? But I'd like to know more about this friendship as well. Because she knew him as someone who was too afraid to stand up, but kept working on himself till he could. And I mean, she knows how this one event defined Kirishima. I don't think anybody else knows about that unless he told somebody off screen. But she knows a part of him that he doesn't share openly with everybody. So yeah, great emotional moment for Kirishima. Our little hard boy is a man. So yeah, great episode. This arc has been great, but also like, where is my small bean Eri? I was so worried about her, and then they put two episodes largely unrelated to her. Like we didn't even get to see her this time around. And I mean, the goal is to recover her and Amajiki, Kirishima, Facum. They're all playing a role in bringing her back, but just Miru could pass through walls. How has he not caught up yet after two episodes? Oh. Anyway, cried my eyes out over Kirishima making himself super hard. Good job. 10 out of 10 episode for me, and we didn't even get to see Eri, which makes me convinced that I'm going to have to break my scale and give an 11 out of 10 for some episodes in this arc, because once we get to Eri and all the emotions that that's going to bring up, I can't imagine. I imagine I'll be crying nonstop for most of the episodes. Anyway, thanks for watching, and leave a like. It really helps with the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.